When Mariah, Cameron Grimes, discovered her wife Tessa, Kate Fairbanks, in the arms of Ian Ward, Ray Wise, on New Year's Eve, she was completely taken aback. The man assisting her wife makes eye contact with Mariah when she notices that Tessa is having trouble breathing, and it is only then that Mariah understands she is looking at Ian Ward, the man who had her abducted at infancy and brought her up in his cult. Behind the scenes, actress Cameron Grimes had to remind herself that the attractive man she was sharing the scene with was meant to be a villain, even while her character was enthralled with terror. Grimes discusses the implications of the thrilling turn in her plot for her on-screen marriage. On The Young and the Restless, Mariah and Ian. Admire Days, B&B, General Hospital, or other soap operas? Participate in the discussion on our SC boards. To interact with fans and start a conversation right away, click here. On The Young and the Restless, Cameron Grimes' character Mariah was in complete shock upon seeing Ian, she told Soap Opera Digest. She clarified, "I believe Mariah genuinely believed that she had closed that chapter of her life and believed that Ian was incarcerated, so that was all taken care of and was not something that she was going to have to deal with again." Since Ian's last visit to Genoa City, Aria's life had undergone significant transformation. Although Mariah had moved on from her past after getting married and having a child, she has never really dealt with it. As Mariah has created this incredibly rich and amazing life for herself, I believe she may have been guilty of doing that, because there is a difference between dealing with your pain and simply putting it in a box and putting it in the back of a closet somewhere. Thus, Ian's return is undoubtedly something that might set off a chain reaction, Grimes stated. Grimes implied that Mariah had not recovered from Ian's harm. Did she ever truly confront what he had done to her? She has undoubtedly gone on, led a very different and possibly more successful life, and found love and a family. When he reappears, they are the things that will come up and, I believe, rapidly answer that question, she continued. Although Mariah's initial reaction is to assist her wife, she initially fails to recognize that she has been poisoned. Tessa has never seen the aspect of Mariah that Ian brings out. Grimes says, "I think that seeing Tessa and Ian together is going to have an effect on Mariah that Tessa might not expect because she has a whole history and chapters of her life before Tessa. Mariah knows Ian well enough to understand that he has a purpose, but it's a different matter entirely to determine what that purpose is and why Tessa is involved. They figure out what happened with Tessa by the time Nick gets there, and then they find out that Sharon is missing. Will it be too late? Or will they come to the realization that Ian has been complicit in Sharon's problems for months?" The Young and the Restless executive producer and head writer claims that Mariah and Tessa's future is not going to be easy. In fact, Josh Griffiths claimed that the couple will be shaken up by the dramatic plotline while revealing a peek for YNR 2025. With Ray Wise. Ian Ward on The Young and the Restless, played by Ray Wise, photo courtesy of Paramount Press. Ian Ward on The Young and the Restless, played by Ray Wise, photo courtesy of Paramount Press. Grimes expressed her feelings on working with Ray Wise in a straightforward manner. He had created such an incredible character out of Ian and fleshed him out in a way that I don't know that a lot of people could do, she told Soap Opera Digest. Let's face it, he makes a fantastic villain, Grimes remarked. Ray is the only reason Ian is such a wonderful character. Because of Mariah's relationship with Ian, as well as because I'm a fan of the show, I found it quite exciting to have Ian return to the canvas as a catalyst for further drama. Returning characters are fantastic, but it's especially important to have characters who are the main focus of the narrative for many other readers. The Young and the Restless, YNR, has delivered another unforgettable storyline, this time centering on Mariah Copeland, Cameron Grimes, her wife Tessa Porter, Kate Fairbanks, and the reemergence of one of Genoa City's most chilling villains, Ian Ward, Ray Wise. This dramatic twist involving a past abductor, a poisoned wife, and unresolved trauma promises to shake Mariah and Tessa's relationship to its core while setting the stage for riveting developments in 2025. Mariah's shock and terror. When Mariah discovers her wife, Tessa, in Ian Ward's arms on New Year's Eve, she is struck by both disbelief and fear. For Mariah, Ian isn't just another villain, he's the man who abducted her as a baby and raised her in a cult. This traumatic history rears its head as Ian's sudden return forces Mariah to confront a part of her life she had buried long ago. Actress Cameron Grimes describes the moment as a shocking turning point for her character. In an interview with Soap Opera Digest, she explained that Mariah had convinced herself that Ian's chapter in her life was closed, believing him to be securely behind bars. This assumption left Mariah unprepared for his return, making his reappearance all the more jarring. Mariah genuinely believed that Ian was incarcerated, Grimes said. She thought that part of her life was over. Mariah's life had undergone a profound transformation since Ian's departure. She built a fulfilling life with Tessa, got married, and started a family. But as Grimes pointed out, Mariah never truly dealt with the pain Ian caused. There's a difference between dealing with your pain and just putting it in a box and storing it away, she said. Ian's return is a catalyst for Mariah to confront unresolved trauma, which could have significant ramifications for her future. Ian Ward's sinister motive. Ian Ward's return isn't coincidental. His presence in Tessa's life signals an underlying agenda, though Mariah struggles to piece together his motives. The initial shock of seeing Ian with Tessa quickly gives way to concern when Mariah notices that Tessa is having difficulty breathing. Mariah's instinct to protect her wife kicks in, but she is blindsided by the realization that Ian's presence isn't just a threat to her past but also a direct danger to her present. As the plot unfolds, it becomes clear that Tessa has been poisoned. This revelation adds another layer of complexity to the situation. Mariah's history with Ian provides her with an understanding of his manipulative tactics, but even she is left in the dark about his ultimate goal. Grimes hinted that Ian's reappearance might trigger a chain reaction that affects not just Mariah and Tessa but other characters as well. Tessa's perspective. For Tessa, Ian's arrival reveals a side of Mariah she's never seen before. Their marriage has been built on love and trust, but Ian's presence exposes the lingering scars of Mariah's past. According to Grimes, this new dynamic will test their relationship in unexpected ways. Tessa might not expect the effect seeing Ian will have on Mariah, she said. There are whole chapters of Mariah's life that Tessa hasn't experienced. As Mariah and Tessa work together to uncover Ian's motives, their bond will be tested by the weight of Mariah's unresolved trauma. Tessa's involvement with Ian remains a mystery, but it's clear that she's an unwitting pawn in his game. The couple's journey through this ordeal promises to be a defining moment for their relationship. Sharon's disappearance. The drama takes another turn when Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, Mariah's mother, goes missing. This development raises questions about Ian's involvement and whether he's been orchestrating Sharon's troubles for months. Mariah and Tessa's search for answers becomes a race against time as they try to rescue Sharon and thwart Ian's plans. Ian's return to Genoa City isn't just about Mariah and Tessa, it's a storyline with far-reaching implications for several characters. The Young and the Restless executive producer and head writer, Josh Griffith, teased that the dramatic plotline will have ripple effects throughout the show. This is going to shake up Mariah and Tessa's future, Griffith said. Their relationship is going to face challenges they've never encountered before. Ray Wise's performance as Ian Ward. Actor Ray Wise's portrayal of Ian Ward has been widely praised, and his return to the show has been met with excitement from fans and cast members alike. Cameron Grimes spoke highly of Wise's ability to bring depth to Ian's character, calling him a fantastic villain. She credited Wise's performance with making Ian one of the most compelling antagonists in YNR history. Ray has created such an incredible character out of Ian, Grimes said. He's fleshed him out in a way that makes him more than just a villain. He's a catalyst for so much drama, and that's what makes his return so exciting. The impact on YNR fans. The return of Ian Ward and the focus on Mariah and Tessa's relationship have sparked intense discussions among YNR fans. Message boards and social media platforms are abuzz with theories about Ian's motives and the potential fallout for Mariah and Tessa. Fans are also speculating about Sharon's fate and how her disappearance ties into Ian's plans. Y&R's ability to weave complex, character-driven storylines is one of the reasons it has remained a beloved staple of daytime television. The show's willingness to tackle challenging themes, such as trauma and its long-term effects, resonates with viewers who appreciate nuanced storytelling. Looking ahead to 2025. As The Young and the Restless moves into 2025, the fallout from Ian Ward's return promises to be one of the year's most gripping storylines. Mariah and Tessa's journey through this ordeal will not only test their love but also force them to confront their individual vulnerabilities. Meanwhile, the search for Sharon and the mystery of Ian's motives will keep viewers on the edge of their seats. With its rich history and talented cast, YNR continues to deliver compelling drama that keeps fans coming back for more. The return of Ian Ward is a testament to the show's ability to reinvigorate classic characters while introducing new layers to the story. As Mariah, Tessa, and the rest of Genoa City grapple with the consequences of Ian's reappearance, one thing is certain: The Young and the Restless remains as captivating as ever. The Young and the Restless, Mariah's encounter with Ian Ward and its shocking fallout. When Mariah, Cameron Grimes, stumbled upon her wife, Tessa, Kate Fairbanks, in the arms of Ian Ward, Ray Wise, on New Year's Eve, it was a moment that left her utterly shaken. What initially appeared to be a distressing domestic crisis quickly spiraled into a deeply personal confrontation with her haunted past. This storyline, a masterstroke by The Young and the Restless writers, has not only reinvigorated Mariah's arc but also sent shockwaves through her relationship with Tessa, threatening the foundation of their marriage. Behind the scenes, Cameron Grimes' portrayal of Mariah's terror and shock added layers to this thrilling turn of events. Grimes confessed in an interview that she had to constantly remind herself that the man she was sharing scenes with was Ian Ward, one of Genoa City's most infamous villains, despite the charismatic performance of Ray Wise. A past resurfaces. Mariah had thought she had put Ian Ward behind her. After all, this was the man who abducted her as an infant and raised her in a manipulative cult. When Ian was finally imprisoned, it felt like a closed chapter in her tumultuous life. In her own words to Soap Opera Digest, Grimes noted, Mariah genuinely believed she had closed that chapter of her life and that Ian's incarceration ensured she'd never have to deal with him again. Mariah's life had indeed transformed since Ian's last appearance in Genoa City. She found love with Tessa, got married, and became a mother. Yet, as Grimes aptly observed, Mariah never truly confronted the scars Ian had left behind. Instead, she compartmentalized the trauma, burying it deep within herself. The sudden reappearance of Ian, intertwined with a crisis involving her wife, forced Mariah to confront her past in ways she never anticipated. A new kind of threat. The scene unfolded with Mariah discovering Tessa struggling to breathe in Ian's arms. Initially, Mariah's instinct was to help her wife, unaware of the venomous undercurrents at play. Only when Ian locked eyes with her did the full weight of the situation hit her. It was the man who had not only tormented her childhood but had now seemingly inserted himself into her present. Seeing Ian again is like ripping open an old wound, Grimes explained. And what's worse is that Tessa is now caught in the crossfire of a history she doesn't fully understand. While Ian's immediate intentions seemed to revolve around Tessa, Mariah's familiarity with his methods made her suspicious. Ian was never one for random acts, every move he made had a purpose. What, then, was his endgame? The fallout in Genoa City. The fallout from this encounter promises to ripple through Genoa City. According to executive producer and head writer Josh Griffith, this storyline will serve as a seismic shakeup for Mariah and Tessa's relationship. We're delving into uncharted territory for this couple, Griffith teased in an exclusive preview for Y&R's 2025 arcs. Mariah and Tessa's relationship has weathered its fair share of challenges, from career struggles to becoming parents. However, Ian's re-entry into Mariah's life introduces a threat unlike any they've faced before. Tessa has never seen this side of Mariah, Grimes observed. Ian brings out vulnerabilities and fears in Mariah that even she didn't know still existed. It's bound to affect their dynamic in ways that are both unexpected and heartbreaking. Sharon's disappearance. As if the tension between Mariah, Tessa, and Ian weren't enough, the plot thickened with the revelation that Sharon Case, had gone missing. This discovery added urgency to the situation as Mariah and Nick, Joshua Morrow, worked together to unravel Ian's true motives. Was Sharon's disappearance connected to Ian's sudden return? Or was it part of a larger, more sinister plan? Ian has always been a master manipulator, Grimes noted. He's not just back for Mariah. He's back to disrupt lives, and Sharon's disappearance hints at just how far-reaching his plans might be. Behind the scenes, Ray Wise's villainous charm. Ray Wise